Hello, good evening. My name is Malik Abbasdab. Welcome to PM Express. They have rallied, cheered, and chanted all in one place, the Sunyani Coronation Park. I'm talking about the opposition new Patriotic Party and its extraordinary delegates conference. Has the NPP drawn a lesson from that lifelong wisdom that former President Rawlings gave us, that if you find yourself in a ditch, you stop digging? Has the NPP stopped digging? Was this delegates conference that healing balm that will stop the bleeding in the opposition party? Was this the way to deal with the NPP's problems? Or this was simply gloss being put on deep cracks that will show later? Today on PM Express, we are discussing these matters. Join me and my guests as we dig deep into the NPP's troubles. Stay tuned. You are welcome back. We are discussing NPP, one of those rare moments when, for the past 1 year, you talk NPP and you are not talking violence, chaos, and fights. You can join this discussion by sending us a message to our WhatsApp line, 0560 800,000, 0560 800,000. My guest on this show is none other by the NPP's parliamentary candidate for Ewutu Senya West, Mr. Nenyi George Anda. George, you're welcome.
Good evening, Malik. Good evening to your viewers.
First of all, how is your constituency like?
The constituency is great. We're still working hard on ground. We are moving every day closer from being a novice to being a political heavyweight.
Yeah, that's what you're contender this time. You're a political novice, and that those of us in the media make you look like you are some heavyweight.
Well, I mean, we're working on ground to make sure that we can touch hearts and minds, and we can get people to realize that they need to be part of the change that is blowing around.
Okay, let's talk Sunyani, shall we? You were in Sunyani yourself?
I was in Sunyani, but before we talk about Sunyani, I want to take you on. When your opening statement, no, just hold on. Okay. In your opening statement, you refer to NPP troubles, and you spoke about one of the few times that you talk about NPP, and it's not about violence and fighting and stuff like that. I think NPP has more to offer than the little things that you're making reference to. And clearly, what the legacy that NPP has in this country, okay, plus what NPP is going to do, which was basically reaffirmed over the weekend on Saturday in Sunyani, should let people like you start looking at the brighter side of life.
That's why I don't begrudge you when you're uncomfortable with these things.
I'm not uncomfortable. I just want you to see the light.
But in the last 1 year, what your party has been noted for are those things. But let's talk about Sunyani.
Yeah.
You were in Sunyani.
Yes.
Tell us what the place was like for those of us who didn't have the benefit of watching that on TV.
It would be difficult to describe the ambience, the atmosphere that was in Sunyani. But I think it was a great display of leadership, a great display of unity, an electrifying ambience.
Things that have eluded your party for quite a while.
Well, things that other activities may have overshadowed, okay? But there was clearly that energy, that commitment, that passion, that drive that the delegates exhibited. They heard what they wanted to hear from the leadership of the party, and I think that everybody was charged to go out there, get to the bottom of the polling station, and make sure that we work for change. Ghanaians are hungry for change.
And talking about what the leadership said, let's pick what the NPP flag bearer Nanado said to delegates at the Sunyani Coronation Park. And then we will come back and talk to George what he makes of some of the things that Nanado says. Some of them, I must admit, very controversial, and government has responded to some of them. But let's listen to Nene Kufado.
We are ending this year with 3 senior elected officials and a handful of other elected officers having been suspended from office. I can't find an easier way to tell you that this has been a traumatic experience for me personally. And I'm very much aware of the heartache many of our supporters have been enduring. I honestly wish we had been able to find a less painful way of resolving the problems that have wrecked our party. These past 12 months, I have participated in every attempt to resolve the differences at the party headquarters. It has been most frustrating that the efforts have not yielded the results and the fruits we expected. It is enough to say that those who are my friends are not necessarily those who agree with my politics. And I have certainly never determined who I can or cannot work with on the basis of my politics. I reject outright the malicious refrain that has been put about that there are people within the NPP that I cannot work with. I expect all members of the NPP to have the same goal. I expect that we all want our party to win the 2016 elections decisively. I expect and accept arguments on how we prosecute this agenda. I do not expect my point of view to be unchallenged, but I do not expect and do not accept that party members will do anything to jeopardize the goal we have set ourselves of winning the 2016 election. I can work with everybody who shares this goal. I am saddened that the party has had to resort to suspensions, but I'm also fortified that our party structures have been shown to work. They have demonstrated that indeed the rule of law works in the NPP, and nobody, including myself, is above the party or its laws.
You're welcome back. You were just listening to the NPP's flag bearer for the 2016 presidential election, Nana Akufo-Addo. With me is George. George, the road to Sunyani wasn't a smooth one, was it? And this speech clearly reflected that.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we'll be kidding ourselves if we say that we haven't been through challenging times. But there's always a storm before the calm. And I guess whatever we've gone through has been a great test for the party. And like the flag bearer Nana Akufo-Addo said, the most important thing was that at the end of the day, the party structures have spoken. The party structures have resolved the issue. The party structures have opened.
But is the issue resolved? The issue is not resolved because you went to this program without your national chairman, your second vice chairman, your general secretary. That cannot be a resolution.
We went into this Congress with an acting national chairman.
Yeah, of course.
We went into this Congress with an acting national general secretary.
That's exactly
we had a fantastic Congress. I am sure that you remember that there has been a situation in the past in another party where the chairman was suspended, the general secretary was suspended, probably even sacked, not suspended. Okay, the chairman was sacked, the general secretary was sacked, the national women's organizer was sacked, but the party reorganized itself, and it's nothing new. Okay, if you listen to what His Excellency President Kufuor said, he was like, we should all get together, we should all come around, we should have an all-inclusive campaign. And I guess that's exactly what is happening. Indeed, I'm very certain that if the members of the party who had been suspended had come to the Congress, they wouldn't have been sacked. You should have seen them, and the number of people that were not delegates or were not party executives that were present in Sunyani, standing outside. In fact, those that were outside were even more than those that were inside the stadium for the Congress. So yes, we've gone through some challenging times, but the most important thing is that we have been able to galvanize the support of the grassroots. The party belongs to the grassroots. Okay, we'll be able to galvanize the support of the grassroots.
George, are you not burying your head in the sand when you make reference to the NDC's issues? Because the two issues are not comparable. In the case of Obeda Samoa and Frances Esiam, it was at an election that Obeda Samoa lost. So he lost, and then he decided to form a party. And alongside with him, Bidzie Deng, who was an acting general secretary after the general secretary was suspended, Josiah Aye. Then
after the women he was what?
Suspended.
Thank you.
Yeah, but
you see, Malik, the most important thing, like I said, I'm not here to equalize or to justify whatever has happened. Clearly, if it could have been avoided, it would have been great. But we are where we are. We couldn't avoid that situation. The party structures have spoken. Okay, I don't see what the problem is. I am telling you that the atmosphere in the stadium was charged. When the leaders were talking, I could see people around me that were they were intensive. It was an intense moment for them. People had goose pimples. I mean, people were calling me. People that were listening to the commentary were calling me from my constituency. And I guess if this is not a clear show that the party is back, and that the party is ready to give Ghanaians
that is
the
all
change.
well and good, but will the anchor hold? So you brought all of these people in one enclosed area, and there was that atmosphere. When you leave outside of that enclosed area, that's where the test comes.
Well, I mean, I don't see, there's no reason for me to believe that the anchor is not going to hold. Fortunately for me, I work in the constituency as well, and I've touched base with quite a number of people in my constituency, and indeed the amount of energy that this Congress has delivered, okay, I say it's unprecedented. The amount of commitment that this Congress has delivered, I say is unprecedented. The number of people that were not too sure about what was going on in the party, that witnessed the extraordinary delegates conference. I mean, almost everybody that is calling me. It's not
the issue.
Almost everybody that is calling me is saying that, wow, we have so much respect for you guys. People were saying that this party is dead. You have shown us that you could actually work around and come out with the kind of party that we want, the kind of party that will show to Ghana that we are ready now to lead the country. We are an opposition party, but we are ready now to lead the country, to bring about the change that Ghanaians are asking for.
There are those who disagree that this one, because you had problems, you simply ran to Sunyani and got everybody together, tackle yourself, that all was going well, delivered speeches, and everybody was happy. But Malik, the test will come.
Malik, respectfully, I wouldn't focus on those that are not thinking positively or those that don't have a positive agenda.
And whom your party has given them a basis not to think positive.
Which basis?
Well, all of these disagreements, you are talking about the party structures as well. We heard your flag bearer say so. But your suspended national chairman is saying the party structures didn't work, they were manipulated.
Malik, there's a process of moving forward. Okay, there's an old Indian saying, and I think there's also a similar saying in Akan, that if you're going on the journey and you keep on picking stones to throw at every dog that barks at you, you never get to your destination. We are focused. We know what Ghanaians are asking for. That is our focus. Whatever distractions that come, we'll address them as and when we need to address them. But clearly, from all the statements that the leadership of the party gave, there's one goal that we are looking for. We are looking at bringing change. We are all arising for the change that Ghanaians are asking for. And that is why we have all sacrificed and we have all volunteered and we are all working on ground to bring about the change that Ghanaians are asking
There's
for.
a section of your party support base that believes that your flag bearer is vindictive. He's engineered the suspension of persons whom he said he couldn't work with from day one.
Well, Malik, I'm sure that there will be a lot of people that would say that they don't listen to Joy FM. But you also have a lot of people that listen to Joy FM or listening to Joy TV. I mean, in politics, yes, you listen to what everybody says, but you know what your agenda is and you know what your focus is. There's a lot of things that people say that's supposed to distract you, okay? But you have to be clear on what your focus is. Well, I mean, I know the flag bearer personally. I mean, all the things that you're saying that the flag bearer are not true. And I'm sure you know very well that those things are not true.
But
you don't have any reason. You don't have any reason to believe those things that the flag that are being said about the flag bearer. He has demonstrated clearly his leadership style. Listen, you're saying that people are saying that the flag bearer cannot work with certain people. I mean, how could you even suggest something like that? You've had a flag bearer who is currently in his third attempt to become president, and inshallah, he's going to become president in 2016 November when we go for the elections. This flag bearer has worked with 2 different teams. This is the 3rd team that he's working with. We've never ever had anything like this happening. The common factor has been the flag bearer in all these three teams. Okay, so it doesn't quite make sense for anybody to suggest that the problem is the flag bearer.
Maybe the common factor has been that all those previous sets of executives that he worked with, the Macmenu, Ohininto, Jacob Obechebe Lamte, Sir John, both teams pandered to him. So there was no need for there to be any problems.
Malik,
this team is standing up to him.
Malik, I think that your listeners deserve some credit, okay, and Ghanaians deserve some credit, and the party members deserve some credit, okay. I know that is your work to try and push and push and push. But when the signs on the wall are showing clearly that this is a new day, okay, this government is ready, this party is ready, please see the light. Okay, come on board and see the brightness.
My job is to ask the questions.
Yeah,
the questions are being asked.
I agree.
That your flag bearer hasn't demonstrated leadership. And in fact, your political opponents say so, that he hasn't demonstrated leadership. In fact, on one of our
how many people have said he hasn't demonstrated?
Special news file.
How many people have said he hasn't demonstrated
on our special
leadership?
news file.
Yeah.
On our special news file. And your own party member, Atta Kennedy
how many people, Malik, I'm asking
Atta Kennedy is a guru in your party.
How many people are saying that he's not demonstrating leadership?
I'm saying Atta Kennedy.
How many people?
Nana Ohininto.
How many? 2.
What's the name? Communications Minister Dr. Omane Buama. All of those ones.
What do you expect the communications minister to say?
No,
Malik, honestly, seriously. What do you think you expect the communications minister to come and praise our flag bearer?
Well, the point he made was in 98, when the NPP had a similar scenario, when the late Alajete, who was chairman of the party at the time, had problems with Kufuor. Kufuor demonstrated leadership and managed the problems. Nanado is failing to do that.
You have just said the Congress was extremely successful, or you have been told that the Congress was extremely successful. If this is not a clear demonstration of leadership, what is? The flag bearer has announced his campaign team. He's presented his campaign team.
And we'll be talking about the campaign team.
He's presented his campaign team to the highest decision-making body of the party. Okay? Why would this not be a demonstration of leadership? To be honest, I don't see in all the things that you've said, I don't see anything that should give me cause to worry that the flag bearer hasn't got the right kind of leadership. I have said, okay, that he has demonstrated the greatest kind of leadership. The flag bearer the flag bearer and the party are extremely tolerant, okay? But the party structures have spoken. The party structures are working. I don't understand why we should worry our heads over things that somebody else from another party says. Yes, we'll listen, but we'll not worry our heads. Indeed, there are serious bread and butter issues that are happening in this country that person should be worrying himself over.
Does it matter to
you? Hold on. We were in this country, okay, when we're going for the Talensi by-elections, okay? There was a statement that was issued about XYZ, people listening to somebody's phone calls and stuff like that, and action was going to be taken, yeah? how many hours we're giving? 48 hours we're giving for the issue to be resolved. Have you heard anybody come back and say that we have found this person?
You're talking about Dr. Manibuama's claim that he had intercepted a phone call.
You're making reference to somebody that obviously would be making statements that would try and disrupt us. Malik, there are 1,001 positive things that we can say. Let us focus on those things. Those are the things that Ghanaians want to hear. Those are the things that Ghanaians need to know.
Ghanaians also need to know that they are having a president or somebody who wants to be president who can put his house in order.
His house is in order. His house is perfectly in order. Did you hear of any violence in Sunyani? There was no violence in Sunyani. We went to see the chiefs. The chiefs welcomed us. The media was supportive. Police was supportive.
After the chiefs were cajoled.
Even if it means that the chiefs were cajoled, is that not a mark of leadership? Tell me.
Well, but this is
that not a mark of leadership?
But this is
that you go through some challenges, okay, but at the end of the day, you're able to turn the situation around. Is that not a mark of great leadership? Somebody else would have said, listen, I'm facing challenges, let me forget about it. But he insisted. The flag bearer insisted, okay, that he's going to see the people. Because traditionally, or from the customary point of view, you need to call on these people. Okay, and it was a fruitful discussion. So to be honest, I think you are focusing on the negative, on the small negative things when we should be turning our attention to the positives that NPP has demonstrated.
This is not about me, George. Your President Kufuor,
yes,
former President Kufuor,
yes,
himself, does it matter to you that a large part of the time that he spoke, he kept talking about rallying together, stop the suspicions?
But it's true. We need to rally together. We cannot win this election if we are divided. Okay, so what President Kufuor said is spot on. And we agree 100% with him, and we are working 100% with that frame of mind.
Let's pick what former President Kufuor said at the NPP's Extraordinary Delegates Conference in Sunyani at the Coronation Park.
Let the team keep on ensuring that the party holds together. Whatever differences we may sense or suspect, please let our fears be internal. Outwardly, we must always reflect confidence, self-confidence. We must reflect trust. We must hold together. We need everybody. We must show reconciliation. I believe if we do that, within 3 to 4, 5, 6 months, we will see victory even way before 7th November.
You're welcome back. You just heard former President J.A. Kufuor speaking at the Sunyani Coronation Park at the NPP's Extraordinary Delegates Conference. With me in the studio is still George Nenyi. Is it Nenyi or Nenyi? What's the correct Nenyi? Under. So we had former President Kufuor.
Yeah.
And before we listened to him, I was pointing out to you, even the former president recognizes that there's too much suspicion in the NPP and that you need everybody. So if you are suspending your national chairman, your general secretary, your second vice chairman, the former president on whose record you are campaigning says you need everybody.
But Malik, when a member of the party is suspended, it doesn't mean the person ceases to be a member of the party. Indeed, in my constituency, there was a member of the party, one of the coordinators, I'll mention his name, Kojo Pei. He was suspended for certain activities or certain actions that he did. He was suspended for 3 months. I can say confidently that as of now, there is no better coordinator in my constituency than Kojo Pei, because he took a step back. He realized what he had done wrong, and he's come back stronger. He's working so hard that he is a shining example in that constituency. So I don't think that when you follow due process, it means that you're exhibiting signs of lack of unity or signs of weakness. Indeed, it shows that you're able to take those tough, difficult decisions in the wider interest of the party.
Yesterday,
so that you get the party ready, okay, ready to take off as Ghanaians are expecting.
Yesterday, your flag bearer said it was his view that the party should continue to review the sanctions that it applies to members of the party. With what you know, do you think any efforts are going to be made to bring back Mr. Paul Afoko, Mr. Kobina Japong, and Sammy Crab, and the rest of them?
I think what the flag bearer has said is that the situation should be reviewed as time goes on. And clearly, the right decision that will be in the interest of the party will be taken. But
you are unable to tell us if any overtures will be made.
I'm not involved in those kind of discussions. But you have clearly said what is on the flag bearer's mind. You have clearly stated what is on His Excellency President Kufuor's mind, on his heart, and I believe that the party structures are working in that direction.
Do you
everybody is key to us winning 2016. Okay, there's no one person that should be left out, and clearly these two statements by the leadership of the party give you an idea of what the thinking is.
Do you see them, the three of them, joining the campaign?
Well, I think Sammy Crab has already said that he will campaign for Nanado. I mean, even if he's under suspension. So I don't see any reason why, if the three of them are still going to be under suspension when the campaign seriously takes off, I don't see any reason why they will not actively participate in it. I think everybody's welcome, and indeed, even people from the NDC who have seen the light, who decide to come and join the winning
Members
team.
Members of the NDC will be upset with you.
To come and join the winning team, okay, will be most welcome. We need everybody to help us deliver Ghana from this explosion of suffering that Ghana is going through. But if one
is in NDC, they already have power. Why leave NDC, which has power, to go join a party that is struggling and doesn't know whether it will win elections or not?
When there are clear indications of change that is blowing, the wind of change that is blowing, and people would have to reassess what is going to happen in 2016, in November 2016, and people would be taking the right decision of realigning themselves and working hard for the right kind of leadership that would turn the fortunes of Ghana around.
Just let's take a break at this point. When we come back, we will talk about the campaign team that was unveiled by the NPP's flag bearer, Nana Akufo-Addo. You're watching PM Express. Stay tuned. You're welcome back. You're watching PM Express, and we are discussing the NPP's Extraordinary Delegates Conference in Sunyani and whether the anchor will hold. Mr. George Anda is insisting that the anchor will hold. You unveiled your campaign team. Those who say this campaign team has to do 4 times or 5 times or even 10 times the work that was done by Jake and his team. Boache Jako and his team, he was campaign manager in 2012. If Nanado is to win the elections, do you have sufficient confidence in the team that was unveiled?
I think the structure of the campaign team that was unveiled was superb. I mean, you have a rich blend of passion, experience, ideas, youthful energy, and people that are prepared to make the change happen. It's a spread of the party from regional chairpersons to members of the national executives to individuals that have worked hard for the party.
Is the NPP not eating humble pie? Because in 2008, the NPP was in power. There was a certain level of arrogance and pomposity. You were holding large rallies all over the place. When Mills was doing his house-to-house campaign, he was being lampooned. You're not coming back to do the same thing.
They say it's only a fool that doesn't change his mind in the light of new information. And I believe that the structure of this campaign is not a copy of any other structure. It's unique, it's novel, and it cannot be said that it's being built on some bad experience or picking up from copying another campaign. Clearly, if you've gone through 2 elections, there's significant learnings that you've applied. some people may call it mistakes, but we call it learnings. And they are learnings because we are applying those learnings to bring about improvement. It only becomes a mistake if you don't bring about the improvement. And the improvement that we are bringing about is basically what you're saying. It's a very, very broad-based campaign. It's a decentralized campaign. And I guess that shows where our focus is. Our focus is at the polling station.
But you are appointing a campaign chairman. I'm talking about McMenu.
Yes.
This is a man who was chairman and he led you to defeat.
McMenu's
He was chairman of your party in 2008 and you lost the elections.
McMenu's wealth of experience cannot be discounted. And remember that it's about the team. It's not about a particular individual. Okay? So putting together a team is also a mark of leadership. The kind of team that the flag bearer has been able to put together, clearly, talking to the previous point, is another plus in his cup. Okay,
you have to measure the results to be able to come to that conclusion.
Well, I think that by the second quarter of next year, we will all see, we will all feel the work of the NPP on ground and would know what Ghanaians are asking for. Okay, I have absolute confidence in the team that the flag bearer has put together. And of course, I mean, every name that was mentioned, it was received with a lot of applause. And don't forget that even His Excellency President Kufuor is playing a key part in this campaign.
He's the chairman of the Campaign Advisory Council.
As my Nigerian friends would say, bam. What else do you expect? Why wouldn't this work? Give me one reason why you think this wouldn't work.
2008, you went to Tyne and we hear there was heated exchanges between himself and
Malik,
the flag bearer at the time.
Malik, you're not being fair to your audience.
I'm just raising the issues.
Or to your viewers. You are throwing a lot of speculation around, not based on any fact. Okay?
So in any
case, the fact is that His Excellency President Kufuor is the chairman of the advisory team. Okay, the fact remains that John Bwedu, who was acting general secretary, is the director of operations.
National organizer.
Okay, national organizer, acting general secretary, director of operations. The whole operation machinery and all the wings of the party are involved in the campaign.
But John Bwedu was youth organizer.
All the national chairpersons are part of the campaign. Okay, and I said it is a blend of experience, a blend of youthfulness, a blend of wisdom, a blend of hard work, and a blend of leadership that is going out there to make 2016 be a year of change.
Let's talk about Damboche.
Yes.
All of us recognize Damboche's tremendous experience when it comes to elections and his unparalleled organizational skills. As General Secretary in 2000, he's credited with spearheading Kufuor's campaign. Not much has been heard of him in Parliament. He's the minority chief whip. Not much has been heard of him. MP for Okra.
I don't know what you mean by not much has been heard of him. I think he's doing very well. His constituents are very happy with him. The party is very happy with him. I'm sure that in the recent past, you've seen a lot of things that the minority in Parliament have been standing up against.
The minority that the president said is sleeping.
Well, if the minority was sleeping, I'm not sure that some of the things that they have brought up would have come out. So, I mean, I think that we should focus on the issues that matter, on the real issues of this discussion.
But this is a very important matter.
You said Damboche has a wealth of organizational skills. The flag bearer has identified that in Damboche and has brought Damboche. Dan, come and join us.
Was he in Sunyani?
He was in Sunyani. Damboche was in Sunyani. Okay, and he's going to play a key part in this campaign.
There's a strategist for the campaign.
The campaign is going to be exciting. We're going to give Ghanaians what Ghanaians have been praying for. We're going to give Ghanaians the opportunity for the change that they are looking for, the change in their lifestyle. the change that Ghanaians are praying for.
Which is an uphill task because you have a formidable John Mahama who is leading your opponent.
Malik, if the task was easy, I'm sure that the flag bearer would have called my 12-year-old son TJ to be a member of the campaign team. The fact that he has assembled these great men and women, these young people, and energized them and empowered them, and saying that, listen, you are the people that I have faith in, you are the people that are going to be the heartbeat of this campaign. Go and let us work together and let us move things at the polling station, region by region. And that's exactly what is going to happen.
And you will not get a new electoral roll.
I'm not sure that anybody has said that there's not going to be a new register. I am
Do
aware,
you honestly believe you will get one?
I am aware that there's another school of thought that is talking about cleaning up the register or sanitizing the register. We need to interrogate what cleaning the register or sanitizing the register means, okay, for us to fully understand what exactly that means and how long it's going to take, and then that will be a discussion for another day. But for now, based on the information available to us, we are asking for a replacement of the voters register. And we believe that that is what will give Ghanaians the free and fair opportunity to vote for change, or in the unlikely situation, to vote for continuity.
Does the NPP have any message? Because all I'm hearing is change is coming. It's time for change. In the last election, your signature campaign message was free SHS. Now, President John Mahama is providing the people with free SHS. He's building new schools. 200 of them are being constructed. What message does the NPP have?
The NPP message, of course, the full message is going to come out once the manifesto is put together. But you are aware that the flag bearer has been campaigning on 4 pillars. He's been talking about productivity. He's been talking about opening up the West African market. He's been talking about stabilizing the economy. He's been talking about empowering the youth. He's been talking about investing in mechanized agriculture. Okay? So, and of course, he's been talking about education. I believe that education is still very dear to the heart of our economy. We need to make sure that we have the right kind of resource, and we have built our human capacity to be able to support the economic turnaround that is going to happen.
President Mahama is doing that.
He's doing what?
He's providing opportunities for people to go to school. He's built the new schools, free SHS, which you said you were going to do. He's now doing that. So what new are you bringing?
Malik, I think that the reference to people sleeping might be applicable to you. If you are not seeing the level of corruption, if you are not seeing the level of that word, we are not supposed to be mentioning that word, but I'm sure you know the word that I'm referring to.
Well, I won't be tempted.
Are you allowed to mention it?
Well,
you know the word that I'm talking about.
I know, but
what is the word?
What has your party been saying about John Mahama's government?
Incompetence. So the corrosive, Dr. Barima has a fantastic way of putting it. The corrosive mixture of incompetence and corruption is causing massive suffering.
You have no evidence of any of these things that you say.
Any evidence of what? On corruption?
Where is the evidence?
Like, the latest one is the buses. The Metromass buses that were branded for 31 Ghana cedis each.
That's just business.
Malik, 31 Ghana cedis each. When the cost 31,000 Ghana cedis each. When the cost, okay, plus the markup, okay, the average rate for that kind of material is not more than 10,000 Ghana cedis, say 11,000 Ghana cedis. If the money was yours, would you spend it that way?
Well, I'm not in position
to spend money. No, I'm asking you, if the money was yours, you said that there's no evidence. And I'm asking you, if the money was...
This is not evidence. You simply are pointing out an expenditure which, in your opinion...
It's not a matter of...
It's not prudent.
It's not a matter of our opinion. Okay? Ghanaians are very, very unhappy with a situation like that. Okay,
That's just
all the
$3.6
DAS,
million.
all the DAS, yeah, all the GDAS, the SADAS, all those DAS, all those avenues for corruption. Okay, all those issues, the Brazilian World Cup, all those malfeasance. You're trying to tell me that you're not aware.
The president set up a commission to deal with the World Cup fiasco. He set up a committee to deal with GDA. There's another committee that deals with Suba.
You've read the facts.
Well, the president has ordered the money be retrieved, and they are working on that.
Has the money come?
Some has been paid.
Has the money come?
Some has been paid.
How much has been paid?
In the case of GDA, we do know that at least some 20 million has been paid.
Has anybody been sent? Has anybody been punished for causing this amount of untold hardship and for causing this amount of financial loss?
Abuga Pele and Philip Asibit are in court. They are being prosecuted for their roles in GDA.
Malik, Ghanaians are the best judge. Some people say Ghanaians are short-minded. Okay, is it what how do you define it?
You're talking about
they have a short memory.
Short memory.
Ghanaians have a short memory. I tell you today, Ghanaians don't have a short memory. You can push a Ghanaian to the wall, but there's a time that the Ghanaian will rise up and say enough is enough.
On that note,
time is now.
On that note, let's take a break. When we come back, we have just how many minutes? We still have some time to go. You're watching PM Express, and we are talking NPP. My guest is Nenyi George Anda. Stay tuned. You're welcome back. We are talking NPP, and Mr. George Anda is raising the NPP's mantra of corruption against the government. Nanado raised some of those issues at your program on Saturday, and he got a response. Communications Minister Dr. Abonebuama said, your flag bearer is becoming notorious for peddling lies when it comes to corruption. Now you are shifting goalposts from incompetence to bloating of contracts when you have no evidence at all. He has a case, doesn't he? He who avers must prove.
Malik, I'm even surprised that you're bringing this thing up, okay? Because I mean, off the top of your head or my head, what comes to mind is this Metromas versus branding. It's a clear case of corruption. Okay, tomorrow we'll listen. I mean, I think the deadline that the chief of staff gave to the Attorney General was tomorrow. Okay, or is tomorrow. So tomorrow would all know what happened there. There are loads of cases.
But those were just 116 buses, nearly 31,000 per bus. That's 3.6 million. That's not much of a big deal.
Malik, I asked you a question. If the money was yours, would you spend it that way?
Well, that's me.
No, so if
that's
the money,
me. My individual priorities may be different from
yours,
the priorities of the state.
I just want a yes or no. If the money was yours, I know I'm not the host, but let me turn this.
Well,
if the money was yours, would you spend the money that way?
The question doesn't arise because the money is not mine. I am not the state. I'm just an individual.
If the money was yours, would you spend it that way?
I certainly wouldn't, but
you wouldn't.
That's me.
Okay. If you were in power and you had Ghana's money to look after, and you know the number of people that are dying in hospitals, you know the number of people that are living in poverty, you know the number of people that are not able to go to school because they're not able to pay school fees, you know the number of people that are not able to spray their farms because they have no money to buy chemicals, you know the number of people that are suffering, would you spend the money this way? If you had love for Ghana, would you spend the money that way?
Those are sentimental arguments.
It's not. They are not sentimental arguments. These are facts. You go down to the grassroots. You see the people that are suffering. You see the people that cannot make ends meet. You see the people that are begging you for a meal. You see the people that cannot pay their hospital bills. You see the people that are pregnant and cannot go for antenatal. Okay, and this is the Ghana that we live in. It's a sharp contrast from the situation that President Kufuor left or took us to from 2000 to 2008. And you're telling me that these are the things that you are not seeing, you're not feeling? I think the majority of Ghanaians are seeing the majority of Ghanaians are hearing, and the majority of Ghanaians are saying that we will bring about this change in 2016. And I'm telling you, Malik, watch the space. It's not us, it's not NPP that are going to bring about change. Ghanaians are going to bring the change. The electorate are going to bring the change based on their belief and the level of confidence that they are having in NPP.
But you must
and
first
a clear
prove to
demonstration. What again?
You must first prove to them that you are capable of doing better than you are accusing your opponents of doing.
Malik, we have done it from 2000 to 2008. And we inherited an economy that was probably in an equally bad state. Okay? We fixed the economy. We stabilized the city. We brought in all those social interventions, youth employment, capitation, school feeding, mass spraying, what else? Free bus rides for kids, all these things. National health insurance, all these things we brought up.
And those things are being enhanced. Because at this point, we do know that there's...
When you say enhanced, I'm not too sure.
Well,
I'm not too sure.
Only,
I'm not too sure.
Only
I'm not
last
too sure.
week,
I'm not too sure you know what you're talking about.
Only last week, the president pointed out to us that if you look at the number of people who access health care using NHIS, the numbers have more than quadrupled.
Malik,
so those who claim that the NHIS is dying do not have their facts.
Malik, talk to the service providers, okay? Talk to the medical facilities.
Yes, the fact that they are owed money doesn't mean that they don't provide services.
Well, if the system is working, why would they be in so much in arrears? But listen, is the number of people that are accessing a facility an indication of the success of that facility? Probably is an indication of how unsuccessful the facility is. Because there are people from Togo and neighboring countries that are coming into the country, okay, and are taking advantage of this porous
but
system.
If it was not working, why would they come and access it?
Malik, it is not working. It is not foolproof. It's supposed to benefit Ghanaians. Okay, people are complaining. The service providers are complaining. The medical facilities are complaining. People are being turned away. There may be one or two institutions that would still be taking it up, but for the majority of them, it is a problem. Okay, and let us not be getting into a situation where we're excited about the challenges that we are going through. We are all Ghanaians. Okay, let us take things and let us put Ghana first. A problem for Ghana is not just a problem for a few Ghanaians.
Judge, your flag bearer in the past has said that the success of the NPP is not or will not be dependent on the failure of the NDC. All I'm hearing you say are counting those things that you deem failings of the NDC.
Malik, I'm
on the
not sure.
Basis of which you are founding a campaign to win power.
Malik, I'm not sure you heard me right. I spoke about the legacy of the NPP when President Kufuor was in power.
How many people remember that?
Malik, I don't think that you think Ghanaians don't have any memory or they cannot recall a good experience in their lifestyle. I don't think so. Okay, so I spoke about the legacy.
But we have short memories. You don't agree?
I don't agree that Ghanaians have short memories. I don't agree.
So you disagree with the president?
I think Ghanaians have a tall level of tolerance, and it comes a time when Ghanaians would stand up for what they believe in and stand up for what is right. So I spoke about the legacy of President Kufuor under when the NPP was in power under His Excellency President Kufuor, and clearly that legacy has not been matched. I spoke about the areas that Nana Addo is going to focus on, and I don't want to zero in on any one particular sector, but I gave you broad areas that are going to be the focus on Nana Addo's.
You spoke
campaign.
about LEAP.
Hold on. Are going to be the focus on Nana Addo's campaign, and clearly once the manifesto is done, okay, all the areas that we need to touch on are going to be touched on. You understand where I'm coming from?
Your economic wizard, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, your vice presidential candidate?
Alhaji.
Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia.
Alhaji Doctor.
Why do you insist on calling him Alhaji?
He's an Alhaji.
That's fine.
Give him that respect, Malik.
That's fine.
It's not a cheap thing. He's gone through that spiritual renewal. He's gone through that refreshment. So please make reference to him as Alhaji Dr. Bawumia.
Alhaji Dr. Bawumia.
Thank you. God bless you.
His arguments about the economy.
Yes.
The government says is hogwash, and normally when he speaks, they push his arguments down. There's a domino effect. All the things that he reads, all of them are pushed down. It appears to me that your campaign is going to hinge on a large part on what Bawumia would do. But Bawumia is not the economist.
When you say what Bawumia would do, what exactly
I mean, the things that he would say about the economy.
But you see, the issue about the economy is not Bawumia that is plucking figures from the sky. There are facts on the ground. When Alhaji Dr. Bawumia makes reference to the flat growth in agriculture, is it a fact or is it a lie? Now, do you know what that means? It means that prices are going to go up. It means that people are going to get hungry. It means that we may have to go and import cereal. The food basket of the cereal production has gone down by 40%. How is that gap going to be plugged? Malik, tell me. These are not fairy tales. These are facts on ground. And everybody knows it. We are going through a difficult time. And it's because the economy is being mismanaged. Are you aware that the agri production is going to be flat? It's projected.
Of course, I know it's 0.04% growth for this year.
Are you happy with that?
Well, but the service sector is growing and it's covering that up. So we are not doing too well in agri, we are doing better in the services sector.
Malik, I was going to speak a bit of tree. If I'm allowed to. Sebi, services na ebedi.
Well, but we make money.
Malik, where is the food? We need food. We have land. Why should we have flat growth in food production?
So you believe Ghana must arise, and your party is arising, is leading that charge?
I know Ghana will arise. I know NPP has arisen. We'll go through challenges. It's normal. Okay? But we have come out strong and we'll get out stronger. There are no excuses for us not to give Ghanaians the level of confidence that we are a party that is ready now to lead them out of their challenges, out of their difficulties, and to give them the good experience that they want and what they deserve, the kind of leadership that Ghanaians deserve.
On that note, we bring today's show to an end. My guest has been Nenyi George Anda. He's the NPP's parliamentary candidate for Ewutu Senya West. My name is Malik Abbas Dabu. Good night.